Ever since the DJI Neo came out, many people have been requesting for a cheaper alternative to the Goggles 3. Well, now we have it. Here are the DJI Goggles N3, and in today's video, I'll let you know everything you need to know about this brand new product. Let's check it out. So the DJI Goggles N3 are a brand new product which caters to the FPV enthusiasts out there who want to use their DJI Neo or Avata 2 drones and fly them in FPV mode. This is available only for those specific two models, so it doesn't work with the O3 Air unit. For now at least, DJI told me that the only models that work with the Goggles N3 are the DJI Neo and the Avata 2. However, with that being said, we have a lot to unpack, so let's check it out. First, we have a new boxy design, which makes the Goggles N3 a lot bigger and a lot more comfortable, I should say, as well, because we have a new foam here that is a lot thicker, it's a lot bigger in general, and also a lot more comfortable to hold for longer periods of time on your face. Because of that new boxy design, here inside we have a 1080p Full HD 60 frames per second screen with a refresh rate of 60 Hz and a 54-degree field of view. The goggles come with a 2 transmitting and 4 receiving antennas for more stable signal, and they support 2.4, 5.1 and 5.8 GHz. They automatically select the more appropriate frequency band as you go. The battery is integrated here in the back of the strap, similarly to what we have seen in other DJI goggles. It gives you a maximum battery life of 2.7 hours of running time, and that's the only thing you can actually configure on these goggles when it comes to your fitment. You can tighten or loosen this little knob here to adjust the size of these goggles and how tight they fit on your head, but other than that, there are no adjustments whatsoever underneath the screen here. There's no diopter adjustment or anything like that, simply because DJI states that you can put these with your glasses on and they will fit perfectly fine. To test that, I will loosen them a little bit, remove my cap, and I will keep my sunglasses on and see whether they will actually fit on top of my glasses. Let me just tighten them a little bit. All right, so I am using my sunglasses on. I have zero light leak and they fit perfectly fine on my face. They're a little bit too tight, so I need to loosen them just a little bit, but they fit perfectly fine and I can see very, very well, even with my sunglasses on. So you will see I still have my glasses on. That's a cool test, and that's something cool to see because we don't have any way to kind of customize the display here, and you have no diopter customization, no diopter glasses here. So that's a really cool way to continue using the goggles with your glasses on without having to worry. On the top of the goggles, you will see that you have a 5D button to go through the menus. You have a back button, you have some vents here for the air, you have an SD card slot and a USB-C port for charging and also for sharing your view on a smartphone. Of course, you also have the antennas on top, which you need to unfold before using, and you have the power button here on the right side of the goggles, and that's pretty much it. Very simple design, as you can see, but that's the point of these goggles. The Goggles N3 are ridiculously well priced when it comes to FPV goggles, and they are only 269 euros for a pair, which is insane for what you're getting if you want to dive deep into the FPV world with your Avata 2 or with the DJI Neo. Now it's more affordable than ever to do it. So we're at this absolutely beautiful location here, and the first thing I would like to try out with the new goggles, my very first flight ever, would be the Avata 2. I'm also quite curious because I heard that there's a new easy Acro mode on the Avata 2, which is called Powerloop. So the Avata 2 would now be able to do power loops with just a simple press of a button. That's of course with the smart the motion controller 3, which I have right next to me here, so I will test that out as well. But first I will fly in manual mode because this is obviously what I prefer to do the most. So let's check it out. Okay, here we go. First flight with the Avata 2. I need to be very careful because it's quite windy. It's definitely not the perfect weather for flying a drone like the Avata 2 here, especially at this little lagoon where the wind especially is quite strong. But I need to test out these goggles after all, so I'm really curious to see how things will look like. and this is really, really beautiful. This is a historic place here in Bulgaria. As you can see, we have some old monuments and constructions here that are kind of ruined already, but still they're here and people can come and visit and read more about them. The Avata too is just a lot of fun to fly, especially here at the ridge of these rocks. And I'm half a kilometer away already, so I will turn back. It's nice to see your home point. Check out these caves. Wow, this is absolutely beautiful. Now I'm under my line of sight, actually, so I need to be careful. I don't need to go under here because I will lose direct visibility with the drone. And that will result in a possible crash or loss of signal, you know. You don't want to do that. Hopefully I don't have to come here to pick up the drone if it crashes. I'm right here at the edge. One of the things I love doing with the Avata is just cruising. I mean, the Avata too, of course. Just cruising, maybe diving a little bit, picking up some speed like here. Nothing extreme, you know, this is not a drone for extreme things. But it's super precise though. So I can go around these rocks and wow, the signal strength is just amazing. I'm not losing not even one bit of signal. That's great. Whoa, that was close. I wonder if that's... No, I don't think that's possible to go through here, and I'm sure I will crash if I do it. So it's not a good idea. Starting to lose signal. Yeah, I actually think there might be a way to do it, just I'm not in the right spot to do it. So let's not risk it for this review of the goggles. It's not what we are here for. I have to say, during all of this time, of course, we are checking out the goggles, not so much the drone. During all this time, the goggles have been very firmly attached to my face. I don't have any light leaks. I don't have any issues with the comfortability of the goggles. They are super comfortable with this foam. It's actually super soft and very enjoyable for my face. They're definitely a lot softer when it comes to the foam material than what we have on the Goggles 3. So thumbs up for that. It's definitely a step up when it comes to the comfort when compared directly to the Goggles 3, which is a nice thing. Not only they are cheaper, but they're also more comfortable. Now let's check out the new Powerloop Easy Acro mode. So, wow, okay, that was awesome. So you just need to press up on the joystick and the drone will do the power loop. How cool is that? The only bad, I would say, negative thing about this power loop is that it makes a perfect circle and then it ends. And the best thing about the power loop is the fact that you can dive and continue diving close to the ground. But of course, that's a lot more advanced move. So it's understandable that the drone kind of finishes it early in the air, so you don't really drop and crash on the ground. So let's do it once again. Let's come here. I love it. I mean, it's a little gimmicky for somebody who can do it manually, but for somebody who can't do it manually, oh, it's amazing to be able to do that and experience that. Let's do it once again. Wow, it's it's like you're on a roller coaster. It's great because you can actually see the whole movement of the drone. especially when it's upside down. This is just amazing. Now, speaking about the Avata 2 and the Neo, with the Avata 2 and the goggles N3, you have a 1080p 100 frames per second video transmission quality with an average of 31 milliseconds of latency, whereas with the DJI Neo, you have a 1080p 60 frames per second video transmission quality with an average of 58 milliseconds of latency. The maximum bitrate for the Avata 2 is 60, whereas on the Neo it's 50. So exactly the same as the Goggles 3. The only major difference I would say when it comes to the DVR is the fact that part of the screen has those little black bars which are only visible on the DVR from the Goggles N3. On the Goggles 3 you don't have anything like that, but other than that, those small borders are the only thing you will notice different when you put these goggles on. The latency is pretty much the same, it's very identical. The feel, the look, everything looks exactly the same. It's just a cheaper version of the Goggles 3, which kind of has a few features shaved off to allow for this super low price, but other than that, it feels exactly like any other DJI goggles that I've used before. Obviously, the biggest difference between the Goggles 3 and the Goggles N3 is how they look, how much different they are in terms of size, and how much these weigh, because these are about 536 grams, whereas the Goggles 3 are 417 grams. So like I said earlier, the super cheap price that the Goggles 3N come in at is $269 just for the pair of goggles. And if you want to get the DJI Neo with a Fly More package with the goggles and the motion controller 3, then it's 529 euros, which still is an absolute bargain for a full kit that enables you to fly FPV straight away. As usual, we have features such as being able to connect the goggles to the smartphone via the USB-C cable for a secondary live feed on the DJI Fly application and give that to somebody so they can watch you fly or just spot you. And we have an AR cursor with the motion controller to navigate through the menus. This is something that we also saw on the Goggles 3, which is extremely handy. If you're using the motion controller 3 and you want to quickly navigate through the menus, you don't have to press any of these buttons. You can simply use the AR cursor on the screen and quickly navigate through all the settings. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video about the DJI Goggles N3. I'll link them down below if you want to check them out, and I'll also link the whole kit, the whole bundle with the Goggles N3, the Neo, the Fly More package, and the RC Motion Controller 3. I think it's a great starting kit for flying FPV, and I think everyone would enjoy using it. With that being said, this is everything I have for you from today's video. This is Mike from Drone Supremacy. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one very soon. Ciao.